circulate the agenda to you. We usually have.
We can start the program.
Yeah.
Yes, we have that.
Good evening. This is Geeta Mallikarjunan, CEO of HME. And on behalf of Hyderabad Management Association, I welcome you to the MSME meeting on the topic Indian IT Industry Journey, NextGen Opportunities by Mr. Dinesh Sabnani, who is a Senior Project Manager in Microsoft. I also welcome our office bearers, MC members, advisors, past presidents, and all the members who are on this platform, and also those who are viewing us live on Facebook. I take this opportunity to welcome our secretary, Mr. Chandrasekhar, our convener for today's meeting, Mr. Rajendra Krishna Prasad Peddi. I also welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Dinesh Sabnani, and request our president, Mr. V. Ramchandar, to take the session forward.
Many thanks, Geeta ji. Very good evening to one and all present today. On behalf of HMA, I just also welcome all of you to this today's evening lecture program, which has been organized by my colleague Rajendra Prasad ji. I thought that he brought a wonderful topic because it is a topic of the day and it is evergreen. At least it will remain so. More so from the point of the utility point and then the employment point that it creates. Huge amount of transformation took place because of IT. I welcome one and all once again. Again, specifically, I would rather say thank you, Chandrasekhar Garu, for your presence, Secretary, and our senior member, Murali Krishna Raj Garu, and also I see our committee member, Rohini Naidu Garu. Welcome to you, ma'am, and all the other gentlemen and ladies present today for listening a talk on IT today on IT, and there's what is the impact that we are seeing today. I think it is an apt topic. I think it will be a wonderful session that will be having today. Whoever are present, I'm sure will get enriched by the knowledge that we listen today. And I take this opportunity to thank Dinesh ji and heartily welcome to you, sir. As I've been mentioning prior to the start of this talk, we have not much of a presence in IT in the point of number of membership, etc. And you have come from a very senior position from Microsoft, that is the topmost company in the world. We feel that it is a great privilege that you are with us, sir. I heartily welcome you.
Thank you, sir.
So today we'll be probably listening to his talk. We'll be listening to talk on the Indian industry journey with reference to the IT. I'm sure he will talk about it and also about the opportunities that are there, the new things that are happening, because it's a very dynamic feature. You find that every day, every time, you find that something new happens. The metaverse or whatever thing, several things, IoT and all, they're being overtaken at a rapid speed. And I'm sure Dinesh ji will be able to give us a hands-on experience or hands-on data or information to most of us, and will help us in knowing a little more about what is really happening and the opportunities. Again, as I've been always keep telling that I have an honest duty to talk a little about HMA because we look at strengthening HMA from all angles. And first starting point would be that we have a good membership. We have good audience, good membership, and we have more and more number of members. We diversify ourselves not only to the few of the members that are present, but we have a very, very strong, I would rather say, membership base. But unfortunately, we have to see that in different occasions we bring them across. So I always feel that we are making the best of efforts to see that we increase our member base, and all the non-members who are present there, I'll request all of you to please join HMA. It is a forum which is unique on its own. Almost a 60-year-old organization, 58 years to be specific, and this has withstood all these sort of shortcomings that have been coming across, the COVID impact. In fact, COVID helped us to get the best of speakers because, we are able to get them even from anywhere, any part of the country or even outside, and then get their knowledge across to most members who can sit at home and listen to the very valuable lecture that we listen. HMA has been trying to do this in a very, very, I would rather say, a very concerted way, trying to improve and do better programs, make it more contemporary, whether it's on economics, whether it's on the economy, or whether it's on the IT or anything, or even the climate, the ESG, anything you talk about, we are seeing that it's a good speaker who has got a great exposure comes in and talks. Most of them we can see in the newspapers, we can see also in the net, in YouTube or anywhere. But the perspective a speaker gives physically, I think is something great. And we get a little more insight, more depth of the entire thing. So we always believe that, yes, let us do this. And we've been doing this on a very successful basis, on a continuous basis, not only to the members of HMA, but also to the academia, to the students who are really going to be future, and probably try to, sow seeds in their mind, saying that what should be a good requirement for you or the management students to come out and become a good professional and subsequently a good manager and run an enterprise or a government office, or they themselves become an entrepreneur. So HMA has been doing this on a very regular basis, and our program, general program, lecture programs, MSME program, what Mr. Rajprasad is doing today, and to the women and to the business people and to the entrepreneurs. We keep doing this on a very successful basis in different categories. We are trying to partner with institutions. We're going around the colleges, several colleges we visited. We try to tell them that this is an opportunity where you should not lose, because you get some of the best speakers, as I've been telling. And let them not do this opportunity, which probably we have not seen when we were probably in these 3 years. This, I think, is the crux of our entire goal. And this year, we are the 50th year for the awards. We give awards to people who are excelling in their respective fields, especially related to management or the entrepreneurship or even the academia. There are about 12 awards, and each of them are normally considered to be very valuable. Many people really feel a great, they feel elated when they get this award. We have already started this activity of calling for nominations. Some of them we will also try to identify, but eligible candidates can really look forward to the occasion. And this time, since being a 50th year, we are trying to see that it's done in a big way with some very senior person or from the society coming, either from government or whatever it is. And then hopefully this program will be done in a fairly in a big scale. So this is an opportunity for young people to join this particular thing and try to make themselves as a claimant for that. With these words, I think I will not take much of the time. We are trying to see how best we can try to keep on improving. The IRP program that we did recently, we launched recently, has caught up very well. We have as many as 175 participants for that. I think this is one of the record sort of thing we really felt about it. And we are having several such inquiries. I'm sure we'll be doing more such programs. So I'll urge the non-members present today to kindly join our fold. It will be very useful. The fee is very nominal, hardly anything. So it will be a very welcome sort of thing, and we'll be too happy to see all of you as a members. Now I will probably request, make a point to Dinesh ji. Sir, we look forward for your association with us in a bigger way, and we very heartily welcome you. And we all know that how the way IT is contributing to the entire economy in the country today. When the world is facing several problems, even the 2008 recession, I think India didn't get hurt much, because it was able to absorb quite a good number of people into this fold, and we have been doing most of the work, outsourcing the work from here. And then second thing is that it is that employment creation has really eased the pressure on us. And the internal demand being high, I think probably this is one of the reasons why we didn't really face that much of difficulty. IT's contribution in every field is so high. And every day, as I said, it has been something new is being added up. And so there are opportunities for everyone. Only thing is you have to latch on to that. Younger students, I think it is a great opportunity for them. And people are already in the field, they have to keep on upgrading themselves. Maybe Mr. Dinesh will be highlighting all these things, the entire journey that has been happening in India. And we will get enriched at the end of the day. So welcome to you, Dinesh, once again, Ji, and I thank you once again. I hand over the mic to Mr. Rajendra Prasad, who will be talking a little about your background and for the benefit of all the members present. And after which, I'll request you to kindly deliver your valuable address. Thank you, and thanks for the opportunity. And greetings and namaste to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah. Respected our HMA President Ramchandra Garu, and our joint, our Vice President Jayant Naidu Garu, and Honorable Secretary C. Chandrasekhar Garu, and CEO of HMA Geeta Garu, and my fellow MC colleagues, and esteemed guest speaker of today, Sri Dinesh Banani Garu, and then our HMA members, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed an honor for me to invite you all for today's evening presentation on Indian IT industry journey and next generation opportunities. In this particular webinar, we'll be covering basically on IT industry evaluation and Indian scenario, and various IT products and services, and more about metaverse and a road ahead of next generation startup. As you all know, that India is a center of the global attention and regarded as a knowledge capture And the 21st century is predicted to be information and technology driven. The IT industry covers IT services and IT enabled services, e-commerce, that is online business, software and hardware products. Any corporation that want to boost its productivity, make conducting business easier and expand effectively and affordably in this cutthroat world needs IT based business. So in this particular presentation, there are three basic things we covered. That is what so far we have achieved, an Indian point of view. And second thing, what is the future looking like this, in this particular line, and what is in it for the next generation. Now, it's my privilege to read a brief bio of Sri Dinesh Sabnani. Yeah, he's a senior project manager, agile coach, and a project management evangelist in PMP, CSM, ACP, ATF, ACC, and is a YouTuber and a self-learner and a music lover. As a project manager with about 15 years of experience working in Microsoft in workplace modernization and transformation of projects. He's got a mission to help aspiring corporate professionals make their next career move to project management. He provides a career coaching and mentoring to the rising project managers. You can visit his website on www.dineshsabnani.com. Regarding his education qualification, he did his Bachelor of Engineering in Information Technology from Mumbai University in 2007. He did his postgraduate diploma in Business Management from Hyderabad Central University in 2001. Regarding career, he started his career in 2007 with Mastic Limited Software as a software engineer till 2010. Then 2010, he joined with Microsoft Services as a consultant, and later on he became senior project manager in Global Delivery Center. Thank you, Dinesh. It's indeed our pleasure to be having you and your presentation on our HMA MSP platform. Welcome you all. A small request to all the participants, they can put up their questions in the chat box. Finally, myself or our speaker will be taking the and then they can answer it. If not, they can raise their hands and they can introduce themselves and speaker addressing the speaker about their question for this. It's fine. Sir, now Dinesh, it's your time to take over for the proceeding. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming into this session. And I privileged to deliver this session on Indian ID industry. I will be delivering this session to the best of my knowledge, which I have gained so far by spending 15 years in the Indian IT industry. So you can pretty much say that IT industry has been my bread and butter since the day one I joined my career. I hope you all are able to see my presentation. Please confirm.
Yeah. Yes.
Great. Thank you everybody for joining in, and I heartfully thank Mr. Ramchandra, Mr. Chandrasekhar, Geeta ma'am, and Rajendra sir for supporting me in delivering this particular session, and then special thanks to Rajendra sir, who has been really pushing me hard to deliver this session and providing me lots and lots of inputs so that I can make my best use of this time and deliver the session in front of you. Moving ahead, this particular session is going to be on the evolvement that has happened in the Indian IT industry from its inception, right? I can say we began and we succeeded as well. The Indian IT sector was actually started in 1970s after the liberalization was provided to start new companies into Indian IT segment, right? And since 1970 till now, which is where we are like in 2022, in past 50 years, it was unimaginable on the day one that the top 4 Indian IT companies would be the topmost ones among the whole world. In 2020, if you see the statistics, right, we got 4.36 million employees accounted in the Indian IT workforce. And we have seen IT sector has been growing at the rate of 15.5% YOY since many years. By now, we see that about 170,000 companies have been incorporated in the Indian IT industry, which includes a total market size of about 235 billion US dollars. Okay, this is enough, is huge. We have covered such a big journey in the last 50 years, and we exactly know that how much it has taken Indian IT workforce to contribute and build the greatest economy of the world. I can say that Indian IT services have increased from 88.8% in the fiscal from 2021, which is compared to 82.8% in last 5 years. I would say thanks to pandemic that Indian IT workforce and Indian IT industry got a big exposure when we exactly saw that there is a need of a demand right now to go online and start working remotely. And many IT adoptions have happened in this past 2 years when the pandemic happened. What have we gained, right? If we see Nifty 50 index, which is the latest index that we have, and we have Nifty IT index, which is formed, that if you see Nifty IT index, we have 10 companies which comprises of that particular index, and Nifty 50, which is comprises of top 50 companies in India. What we see is 6 out of 10 Nifty IT companies are actually taking part in the Nifty 50 index, which itself is a remarkable move from any industry having a incorporation in the Nifty 50 index. So that's how we say that Indian IT sector is actually playing a big role in developing the Indian economy and playing a big role in our markets as well. Those 6 companies are TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, Infosys, TechM, which is Tech Mahindra, L&T Limited is a group of company which has 2 subsidiaries in IT. It's LTI Mindtree, which got merged with the Mindtree recently, and L&T Tech. HCL Tech and Wipro, these 6 companies comprising as Indian IT companies in the top 50 companies of India. Their market share and the percentage of market is been listed on the right hand side. Now, Indian IT industry is divided into 2 components, if to be honest with you, right? One is IT services. Next is IT enabled services, right? Now, when we talk about IT services, right, any company which has been formed as an IT company, they want to provide services to other industries, right? I can tell you, like when I started my career in 2007, uh, most of the companies which we had in India, they were all building line of business applications for the other companies. Some of them were delivering to the small companies. Big companies like Infosys, TCS, TechM, Wipro, HCL Tech were delivering to the large companies. When I started my career, I was a .NET developer, and my client was somebody in UK, where I was like preparing the .NET application, which is nothing but a service provided to a UK company. So many of our business actually comes from outside India, UK, US, APAC, EMEA region, and Asia Pacific region, and North America and South America. But yes, Indian IT workforce have been delivering to all the time zones. And it's a great thanks to everybody that they have been staying awake, waking up early in the morning to deliver IT services across the globe. Indian IT services comprises of cloud services, backup and disaster recovery, cybersecurity, which is a hot topic in these days. Anybody who wants to pursue the career in cybersecurity should opt for some good courses available online and have it. Next is the help desk support and the IT consulting. IT consulting is nothing but which I used to do when I started my career, and till date, you can say I have been doing IT consulting and practice on a day-to-day basis. Now, what is IT enabled services, right? There are some functions within any company which can be outsourced. For example, a business process, a knowledge process, or a legal process, right? Which can be outsourced to an IT company, and they can take care of all the questions and queries with the help of setting up an operations at the back office, or setting up a logistic management service, or by setting up a call center for many companies who would like to outsource their functions to an IT enabled services company. Few of the companies listed as LTI, Mindtree, L&T Tech, Infosys, Redington, and Coforge have been into this space from very long time. Also, the top 5 companies which I mentioned, which are Infosys, TCS, TechCam, Wipro, LCL Tech, they also do have divisions into IT enabled services as well. So these are the top 10 companies I can say from India who have a great market share and forms a nifty IT index, and have been delivering IT services and IT enabled services both. Next is IT products. This is today's time, right? When I started my career 15 years back, many companies were into IT services or IT enabled services. I applied to any IT consulting firms. I also used to apply in call centers or BPOs or KPOs as well. But today's generation who is passing out of engineering college, they should be looking after to have their career in the product industry as well. No matter what, IT services and IT enabled services have scaled, and they will keep on scaling, and they have a great market share from India side, but the product side is something very niche, something very new, which many of engineering graduates these days are opting for. Right now, there can be two type of products. Right, what do we have in our hands? We have either a mobile or we have laptop. These are the mediums, these are the hardware devices through which we access any application. So when we say we have a mobile phone, we access all kinds of apps which are available in App Store, Play Store, or Microsoft Store, through which we can connect or do any you can say operations, gaming, or any communications that you have to do is many of the time happens from the mobile phone, right? But there are certain applications which are normally built for laptops as well. Those are backed by cloud technology, and so we call them as cloud-based productivity platforms. Now, cloud-based productivity platforms, there are 3 types of it. One is software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Okay. Now, what is software as a service? Now, exactly, if you have a laptop with you, you might have installed MS Office in your laptop, right? By having subscription to a software which is available online, for example, Office Online, you do not need to download or install the software on your laptop, but you can directly access this software as a service through a browser which is available online with you. So any application today has a version or an online version, as well as have a client version as well. And whatever you access online is, one second, any anything which you access online is called as software as a service. Number 2 is PaaS, which is platform as a service. Now today's laptops, all of you have like Windows installed on it, right? Like you get a laptop, you get a Windows license, and that is a Windows operating system has been installed on it, and all the applications are also installed on it. Having PaaS, which is platform as a service, enables you to have least and minimum configuration in your laptop, but you can access an highest definition of Windows online, which is today known as Windows Virtual PC. So right now you keep on getting demand, right? I have an old laptop, right, that has only 2 GB of RAM, or a very old processor and very limited hard disk space, right? And you always have a need of upgrading it. Like I want to have a 8 GB or a 16 GB RAM machine, 500 GB hard drive, and because that's you want your laptop to support all the new latest operating system and the applications. But slowly steadily that need is also going away. You do not have to have like a big configuration laptops. You can have a minimum configuration laptops but access highest definition machines online, which has been provided on the online, and you can access those machines via browser. Next is infrastructure as a service, which is basically used by large corporates and enterprises to host their applications. This I'm talking about cloud technology, where you can where many software developments or server management happens. You don't need to have servers right now in your office space. Earlier you might have seen, if you visit TCS office or Infosys office, or for example any pharmaceutical or a construction based office, if they need to have large applications in as their LOB systems, they needed to have server rooms as well. Right now those server rooms are gone. Everybody has been transformed to cloud technologies, and we nowadays have called as data centers, which with the support of data centers we are able to access the infrastructure remotely. So gone the days that uh, any offices needs to have a dedicated server rooms. Everything has gone online. The data centers have been built, and so we are able to access our virtual machines. We can afford to have larger processors and high definition memory RAMs, and those are the applications which we can access using infrastructure as a service. I'm taking few names over here, which which you can research for the later. You can make a note of them as well. It is Microsoft 365, Google Apps, Zoho Apps, Asana, Jira, GoDaddy, WordPress, Wingify. These are all applications which are available and in the cloud. So this was all about the introduction of what exactly IT consists of. What we talked about is IT services, IT enabled services, and IT products. Okay. Anybody who is new to IT and looking for a job outside, these are the three categories you may have to pick, right? On a broader scale. Any company that you are joining, right, you should know that this is a services company, or is it a product company, or is it an enabled services company. These are the three distinctions. You should know that where you are exactly going, because when you start your career, you should know where are you starting. If you want to be on a product, you may excel in product. If you want to be in services, you can excel in services. If you take my example, I started in services and I'm excelling in services. I never joined the product side. Now, what has happened? This is today's time. What has happened is there has been an amalgamation of IT with other industries, right? As I said, IT services and IT enabled services, what was happening is that I am a company, I am serving in another company. This is like B2B business is happening, right? Uh, those were the days that only B2B was happening. Did we have phones, smartphones? No, right? I got my first smartphone, I think, in 2010, right? It's like past 12 years we have been using smartphones. With smartphones, we got apps, right? And these apps actually increased our productivity, right? And productivity in an extent to multiple areas. It can be health, it can be property, it can be retail, and there are many applications. So as the industry grew, right, as the IT got expanded, as the limitations you can say were broken, you many IT applications got amalgamated with many industries. So the first one, what is exactly backing all the technologies which we have right now, is cloud computing, right? I just said, right, we don't have data centers in our offices right now. We have data centers available in multiple locations, and those data centers is actually you can say are part of cloud computing. So these are nothing but on-demand availability of any computer system, like resources, especially data storage or computing power, which is nothing but a processor power. You can access them remotely. Any company who is into products or building applications, let's say mobile applications or laptop applications, they're somewhere or the other using cloud technology. And the big players of the cloud computing are Microsoft Azure, Azure Web Services, Salesforce, and Google Cloud. They have largest spectrum of cloud services, and there are many companies in India who have been taking services from these clouds and try to make the private cloud out of it. So these private clouds are next provided to smaller companies in a cheaper rates, so that many small companies also get advantage of accepting the cloud computing technology. As I said, there has been an amalgamation, right? Many B2C companies have been formed by the way of using apps and by the way of using websites, right? It The first one is amalgamation we cover is the fintech, where a financial sector taking a support of IT and trying to solve various financial problems, and uh, and giving them wide spectrum to the larger consumer base who needs these all financial services. So it covers a wide range of solutions, starting from decision making to chatbots for customers, and having various payment options using AI systems. If you see fintech, the financial sector is broken down into multiple areas such as insurance, personal finance, lending, and payments. And few of the apps which I think most of us have used, like Policy Bazaar, Clear Tax when we file our taxes, Cred, uh, and CC Avenue, Razorpay, Paytm, MobiKwik, have been on touch of our phones right now. And there are about 2200 plus companies in India in this particular space trying to disrupt the market and have lots of investment going into this fintech industry as well. Next is PropTech, where a property industry is taking help of IT and trying to solve the problem. Now, if you buy a home, right, at least what I have seen in Hyderabad is if you buy a home, you get an income print certificate, right? If you see the income print certificate, you get to know from where the property was originated and till you what is exactly the chain of buying have happened for that particular property that you have bought. If you look at the income print certificate, that is nothing but a formal blockchain which has been established, a chain of activities, or you can say a chain of actions being documented in the encumbrance certificate. Now, I will be covering the blockchain a little bit in detail in the next slides, but you can still imagine that we used to have this kind of a system already in the property space, where the encumbrance certificate will exactly show you what chain of actions have been already set up to buy a certain property, right? There are many companies who have already in this space. For example, Common Flow, Prop Tiger, Magic Bricks, 99 Acres. One of the companies, No Broker, which is trying to disrupt the brokerage industry in India, have been uh, right now using the Web 2.0, but they are also trying to go into the blockchain based home buying options and selling as well. Next, EdTech, favorite of everybody, right? Zoom is nothing but EdTech only, or you can say it has entire EdTech is using Zoom to basically deliver sessions online, right? Whereas Zoom comes in the communication side, but communication cannot happen just like that. We have to pass on the information to the next person, and Zoom, Teams, and many other applications have been backbone of these EdTech platforms. Now, EdTech has been and what is Zoom exactly, right? It's a SaaS-based application. It's a mobile-based application. It has two versions to it, right? And the main goal is to make learning easier while utilizing each student's unique talent. There are many companies who are from India have been delivering sessions using the EdTech platforms. It has given opportunities to trainers like me who have created content basically to deliver their content on the SaaS-based platform. I also participate a lot in EdTech and deliver my sessions in many multiple areas. And EdTech has been my favorite because it uncovered my inner strengths that I can deliver something online as well. There are many startups like Unacademy, favorite of everyone. Um, there are universities set up like upgrad for upskilling, for higher educations, for language learnings, co-curriculum activities, education finance, classroom tech, testing, and many schools who went online right during pandemic, be it pre-primary school or be it till 12th standard, they have all used education technology to basically deliver the material or deliver the content to the students worldwide. I can tell you one of the example of my daughter when she was like 4 years old, and we during the pandemic we were not having any option to join any school, right? We actually came to know a school which is called as 21kschools.com. She got hired, taken over there, and she did her senior KG, upper kindergarten, from 21kschools.com. The teachers were fantastic. They were trained how to deliver sessions remotely, and so that she could pass the senior KG, and then later she was like promoted to the first standard. So the entire school is online. They don't have any physical branch. They are running university level courses like Cambridge, CBSE, and there's one more university covered, and they are able to deliver sessions all over the world, and many Indians as well as NRIs have gone to their schools to learn the education based training through that particular school, which is completely online. So that's the power of edtech. And there are about like 4,450 edtech startups in India right now, which are delivering 300 million plus students. Next is food tech and agriculture tech, favorite of everyone. Okay, right now I order my food on Zomato, I order my food on Swiggy. I don't have to come out of my home, and the food is delivered at my place. Not just the cooked food, right? Even the groceries, they are coming from big basket. Even if I have to have any pastime snacks, they are coming from Fasos or Chayos. If I need to order any non-veg item, there is a specific app for that called Licious. They deliver only non-veg items. There are many disruptions have happened, and food tech has been increasing uh, and able to connect farmers to directly to consumers, right? I have been introduced to one of the startups recently. I don't remember the name, but they procure all the material from farmers, and they make salads out of it and deliver directly to the home. So it's basically a salad food joint, but the entire procurement is happening directly from the farmers, right? And with that, there is another technology, or in the food tech, you must have seen nowadays, if you go to a restaurant, right, you don't see a hard copy of the menu, right? They have kept the QR codes on the table, and you can scan the QR codes to see the entire menu, and you can basically order what exactly you are ordering from that app or from that website itself, right? Why are they doing that? Because they are trying to see patterns of where people are sitting, what age group is coming, what things that they are buying, how they are liking. There's a feedback mechanism also there. And so after collecting so much of data out of this, they're able to optimize their sales, they're able to optimize their business, their needs, and able to serve better to their clients. So any technology that you see, from fintech to food tech to edtech, many things, they exactly collecting all the data patterns from us and trying to deliver more and more services back to their clients, especially in the agricultural tech. Through IoT and artificial intelligence, the advanced technologies can help agricultural activities to adapt varying climatic conditions. So in case a farmer needs to have a prediction of what is going to happen next in the climatic conditions, they can be more prepared of what exactly they can do with their agricultural activities. Next is retail tech, everybody's favorite. This is the entire spectrum which I am covering, right? I know most of you must have used Flipkart, most of you must have used Mintra, Nykaa, Pepperfry, uh, 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 the many other apps, right? Amazon, yes, Amazon is like favorite of everybody. Like they, it's not an Indian, so that is why it's not listed over here. But yeah, it's been it's favorite for everyone, and we have been buying. All the retail items, whatever we need to think before going to a store. Nowadays, we go to an online store and start searching for that once, right? The major disruption has happened in the drone delivery side because many of the companies are trying to reduce the time of delivery. So you must have seen many grocery delivery companies like Zepto or any big food chain are coming up with a short delivery time applications as well. So the intention here is to reduce the delivery time, and one of the intention and one of the disruption which is happening is the drone delivery. Now, I just pasted some of the news which I got from internet. These is the news from this month only, that Tata 1mg starts their drone delivery for medicines in Dehradun. This was the news published in 2nd of December, and Meghalaya government begins dispatching medicines using drones. This is the first state to do so in India. This news was published like 5th of December. So what we used to think about long back is reality now, right? And everything, whatever is happening, is on the disruption side of technology, and technology is becoming a backbone of any uh, industry and trying to reach more and more customer base. Now, what have we covered so far, right? You must be remembering, like back in the days, Web 1.0, which we call it as Kal, Web 2.0, which we call it as Aaj, and the next Kal is going to be Web 3.0. So what I'm exactly going to cover here is Kal, Aaj, or Kal, basically the past, present, and the future. The future is Web 3.0. If you recall, if you go 15 years, 20 years back, right, you used to have a browser. You must have created your login ID on rediffmail.com, right? You must have created a login ID in msn.com. Email was the first application which everybody of us used, right? And there was Yahoo or Yahoo Chat Messenger were the first prominent things which we all used to communicate with other people, right? Now, what happened with Web 2.0 is the app framework came, the cloud-based technology came, and we got mobile phones, smartphones in our hand. Many apps were launched using those smartphones, which I just covered, right? The disruption has already happened in the retail sector, in the finance sector, in the food sector, agriculture sector, and other sectors, right? This is the world that we are living in today. Like we have WhatsApp on our phones, we have Facebook messengers, we have Twitter, Drive. All these technologies are backed with cloud computing, and we are living on a data driven technologies which are trying to collect a lot of data from us, right? Now, what are they going to do with that data, right? What do you see? uh, any technology that you see is backed with cloud computing. There is a single person who is having an entire data storage, and whatever we are doing is getting stored in one central place, right? Now there is a demand of decentralizing it. Not one person can own everything, right? We all are came in a form of a group. We can own our own data, we can own our own actions, and my machine's computing power can be used for your action. Your machine's computing power can be used for my actions. I do not have to depend on a data center to be available. What is that? That is Web 3.0. No intermediary action. There is no middle player. Everything is decentralized. Everything is governed by the people and for the people. That is something, the next gen opportunities which every industry is looking forward to. Now, be it Facebook, be it WhatsApp, They have all developed the technologies, but they are changing their backbone. They're changing their backbone to Web 3.0, which is nothing but blockchain technology, right? This is the change which is going to happen. This is the next generation that we are going to see. It is going to take in which form, even I don't know, right? But these are the hot topics which we have been reading from many years now. We have seen a lot of applications which are based on blockchain, but how blockchain is going to revolutionize the consumer behind the scene is something which is unseen at the moment, right? uh, what is blockchain? Let's try to understand that. As I just said, right, your incumbrance certificate, it has all the actions which has happened for that particular property. It is like one block, right? All actions are recorded in one block, right? And this entire records, right, uh, they are like permanently executed records, but they are typically decentralized in nature and they are stored in a public database. Now where is this public database, right? Can we see that public database? Maybe no. Can we see that public database? Maybe yes, right? The participants of this decentralized network can see this public database, right? If somebody has purchased something from somebody, I can see what has been done, right? If I am doing any transaction with somebody else, the other person can see what exactly has happened, right? This is nothing but a public ledger. If anybody have you guys have like bank accounts, you must be having a passbook, right? That passbook is nothing but a ledger for you. Or if you have an account in any stock market app, the stock market app provides a ledger for you with that what all transactions that you have done. That ledger is a private ledger. That is your ledger, right? But if it is backed with blockchain, it is going to be on a public ledger. Now, is that going to be adopted in every industry? Maybe yes, maybe no, right? That is all depends on how the governance policies are changing and adapting to this new tech. It's been a really big question how the governance policies will be adapting to this new technology, but we are taking small steps in bits and pieces to adapt this new technology. And we also see a kind of advantage also on a flip side to adapt this technology. Now, what are those advantages? I'm going to cover that in the next slide. Um, I will not go much detail inside the blockchain. It may go a very technical, but you can just imagine that if you are doing a transaction with one to another person, it's public, okay, and it is stored decentralized. That's enough for you. And there is no middle party. Like as I see over here, this one computer is trying to buy, and there's another party which is going to sell. They can exchange product, they can exchange money, but even the bank will also not come to know. That is something called as decentralized. There is no governing party in this entire blockchain system. Let's come to cryptocurrency. Now, what all any slides that you see ahead, right? I'm going to cover cryptocurrency, our Indian digital currency, which is recently launched, metaverse, and non-fungible tokens. All these are applications of blockchain technology. Okay, so understand that. Blockchain is a technology. It was a white paper which was published by a long back, and any system that you see right now, which is let's say example of cryptocurrency, is an application of blockchain as a base. Okay, now we all know what cryptocurrency is, right? To be honest, we might have traded also in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Ripple, right? If you have done it, you must have seen a transaction history also, how it has been done. So in a nutshell, I can tell you, if I bought a crypto, I get to know from whom I bought, at what price I bought, and the entire transaction chain is visible online. It's not just with me, it is visible to everybody. And there are servers, decentralized servers, which are actually accepting my transaction request. If I buy something from somebody, there is a third person who is accepting, yes, you are buying it from this person, he has that crypto. You are the person, you have the money. Okay, you have the money to buy that crypto. I authorize, as a third person, I authorize, you are the buyer, you are the seller. I authorize both of you. Now you can do the transaction. Is a third person who is authorizing the transaction. Is the bank authorizing? No. It's governed by people. It's for the people and governed by the people. Okay. Let me just read some parts. Now, any cryptocurrency sometimes is called as crypto or cryptocurrency is any form of currency that exists digitally or virtually and uses cryptography to secure the transactions. It is decentralized system to record those transactions and issue a new two new units. So if I have Bitcoin, let's say one Bitcoin, I can give one Bitcoin to other person. So I have to issue that I have one Bitcoin, and somebody will trust me that I have a Bitcoin, right? And all these transactions are recorded in a decentralized system. They are public. So the blockchain, which are Bitcoin and Ethereum, are actually public blockchain. So everybody can know about what kind of transactions are happening in the cryptocurrency world. Okay. Flip side to that, recently launched e-rupee, right? Our Indian government, National Payments Corporation of India, in association of financial services, have launched an innovative digital solution which is called as e-rupee, right? Now, e-rupee is also based on blockchain, but this is a private blockchain. Okay, this is not public. So the organizations like NCPI, NHA, and RBI are going to govern these transactions, are going to see this transaction, not exactly govern, but you can say these transactions which are happening with e-rupee, these organizations will be able to see them. Okay, now how there has been recent pilot which is going on within the merchants, but soon they're going to release it for the normal public as well. What is the time frame of releasing to the normal public? As of now, we don't know, but the pilot program, like an adoption of e-rupee, has already been started. So what is the digital rupee? How we are seeing it as, like, it is an electronic version of cash, primarily for all the retail transactions that we are having, right? Imagine uh, the central bank digital currency, the entire this will be safe to say that it any transactions that you are doing using digital rupee, it will be a legal tender. For example, I am buying a packet of wafers by paying 10 rupees. Now I am giving 10 rupees as a note, but I can similarly buy uh, uh, the packet of wafers by paying the digital rupee as well. But how do I get the digital rupee is something which is yet unknown to the common people, but it is assumed as of now that it is going to be a replacement of cash. Next is metaverse. We'll go a little deep in this space. And how many of you know about metaverse? For example, let's say if I have to see the chat, uh, have you experienced anything? Have you seen any event which is happening in the metaverse space? If you have seen it, type yes in the chat box.
I think no.
Okay, so recently we got to know there was a marriage happened in metaverse, right? A couple got really married in a virtual space, and the entire audience who was invited in the marriage were all wearing the glasses which are resembling to HoloLens, and they all attended a marriage remotely by sitting at their home, right? I hope they must have like we pay to bride and group some bakshish, right? I think they must have paid using a UPI or something like that. So everything happened in that marriage was digitally evolved, and 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 the marriage was successfully done using augmented reality, using artificial intelligence. And they must have bought an NFT token also of the bride and the groom as well. Now, what is metaverse, right? If I have to see a match in a stadium, I don't have to go to the stadium and see the match. I can visualize the entire stadium, people around me who are sitting in the stadium by just sitting at home. This is one of the example. But for that, you have to use a device, which is nothing but a lens. Microsoft has built a device which is called as HoloLens. Uh, we have to wear that device to transport ourselves to any kind of event that is happening. How this is going to look like? For example, right now you have a TV at your home, and you have apps like Amazon Prime, Netflix, Z5, everything, and you are able to see all the programs on TV, right? Imagine you will be wearing a HoloLens and selecting a Netflix app to see a movie which will be very resembling how you see a movie in a movie theater. Okay, it's not like you're seeing on a TV, but you may see people around you who are trying to watch the same movie at the same time. Okay, how would like that be? So resembling that, this new technology is coming in, and each of your resembling bodies, which are nothing but called as avatars, has to perform in that particular space. So you will not be exactly transported, but your avatar will be transported to an augmented reality space, and you will be doing actions what you suggest to your avatar to do actions with the next person, and next person also will be using his or her avatar to perform the action. So for example,
What is the spelling of avatar? Avatar.
it's same, AVATAR, avatar. Yeah. So for example, I am I just want to go to, let's say, InOrbit Mall, right? I don't have to travel to InOrbit Mall. I will be basically getting inside a virtual mall, which is exactly resembling an InOrbit Mall. Okay. I can enter into the parking, I can enter into the store, I can walk in the alley, I can go to the food chain and buy something online, and which gets delivered to me at my home. But the resembling copies can be created in the virtual world, and you will start seeing avatars actually walking through in that particular space. Just imagine you are sitting at home, and but you are inside the in-orbit mall. This kind of advantage people can take. And there was a recently a startup also which I know, he actually created a virtual mall, and he created shops inside that mall to purchase, which was everything virtual. How he did that? He did that using NFTs, which I will come next. So metaverse space, I can say it is all the technology which is behind the metaverse is nothing but blockchain technology, and the concept of metaverse is starting to incorporate these Web3 technologies a lot. What are these Web3 technologies? Basically, they all are backed by blockchain as a system, right? And the future of metaverse has a high potential to significantly contribute to the growth of the virtual economy, like video games, free world tours, going to space, or moving outside the door. Any kind of application which you see that can get into 3D format, or you must have seen video games having been developed in a 3D format. They were earlier played on a TV screen, but now it can be actually, you can consume those video games or play those video games virtually by using the HoloLens. Okay. I have also witnessed an application which was very useful uh, to the physically disabled people, that if they want to, if they are at home and if they want to lock the door or open the door for anybody who is coming, they can actually wear a HoloLens and give instructions to open the door and see the person who is sitting, and also admit that person to coming inside, or just talk when they are standing outside the door. So these kind of applications have been already been put in place for the disabled people as well. Now, what is non-fungible token, right? I hope you must have heard that Amitabh Bachchan has released his non-fungible token and it was sold for multiple crores of rupees. What is that exactly, right? And this is something which is an upcoming market for all the artists. Okay. Now, for example, you are an artist, you have created a nice painting, right? And if you have to sell it, you may have to put up an exhibition in a big place to show that you have this painting and anybody can buy it from you, right? And multiple times, paintings, artifacts, any art crafts are getting copied very easily. If I have created something, somebody can really copy the thing and sell it in the market for the cheaper price or something else, right? So there's a lot of duplicacy is happening in this world, right? We have seen that music is getting pirated, right? We have seen pictures getting copied, or we have seen uh, any art form that you see is easily duplicated nowadays. Thanks to YouTube, that the music industry has been revolutionized a lot, and there is less of duplicacy happening at the moment. Like if I am also a YouTuber, I can tell you that if I use any 2-minute song also in my video, I get copyright strike that I'm using any copyright material, right? And I have to delete that video from the YouTube. So with the help of YouTube, yes, uh, music industry has been changed, but in the image space, we still have the revolution to come, right? Now, imagine a fashion designer who has created a great artifact and saying that this is the dress which I have designed, and uh, I should be able to sell it on my cost. And everybody should come to know that this is the design which is created by so and so fashion designer. Now we know, right? Uh, any costly designs are very much costly to buy as well. And the second hand markets and the third hand markets are actually resembling the entire design and making it and selling it for cheap, right? To stop this particular thing, we have something called as non-fungible tokens. This is again the based on blockchain. So any item that you create, right? Any image that you create or any design that you create, it is going to be unique and it will not be replaceable. This is something which is called as non-fungible token. It is nothing but an ID which is assigned to that particular image, which will never be copied again. And Ethereum is the company who have the Ethereum coins, and their blockchain is actually supporting NFT. You can say NFT modernization. So Ethereum have a larger role play over here. So the startups that you are seeing on the right hand side, like OpenSea, Sandbox, BeyondLife.club, these are the popular ones. They all have been using Ethereum as a payment gateway, or you can say a Ethereum based technology to assign the unique IDs to any uh, NFTs that are getting created. Now these NFTs, the companies that is OpenSea, Beyond Live, Sandbox, these are the marketplace of these images. Okay, these are the marketplace to buy these images and sell these images. Very similar how we have Flipkart, Amazon. These are the marketplace for all the physical products, right? But OpenSea, Beyond Live, Sandbox, these are the marketplace of the artificial products, which you just can see, and you can buy as well as sell on the same platform. Flipkart is just for buying, right? But you cannot sell anything back. But in this particular platforms, if you are having something as NFT, you own it, you can put up that NFT in this marketplace to sell it as well. That is why you must have heard that somebody created an NFT. It was sold for multiple millions of dollars. It was traded for high value, and some people are owning millions and millions of rupees of NFTs as their assets. So this is also becoming a new asset class, but this asset class is pertaining to all the artifacts or music work that is happening in this industry. Okay. So this was the last topic which I wanted to cover from the wide spectrum that I wanted to cover for this particular session. I hope everybody enjoyed the content that I presented, and I give it back to Rajendra sir for any questions do we have from the screen.
Yeah, fine. In very elaborate and very detailed, very like a professor. I'm recollecting my professor days as such, so beautifully explained the whole IT technology in a simple fashion. Thank you very much, Mr. Dinesh. I think there are some few questions in the chat box.
Yeah.
I think you can read it out, or you want me to read out? Which one is top?
Yeah, I can take it from the top, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a question from Sachin. Do we have any IT product companies in India? Yes, we have. There are many, whatever companies which I told you about, from fintech, proptech, uh, the companies which are listed on the screen, they all were Indian based IT companies who have their products in marketplace such as Google Play, App Store, or Windows Store, and they also do have websites as well. So those are all product companies only, which we call, and they have a lot of development happening on their products, but their products are not sole platform products. I mean, I understood your question well, that is there an IT company which is resembling Microsoft, having Windows created for the entire world as a platform? I don't think so. We have that, but products have been developed using these platforms and serving various sectors or organizations or industries. I can say that.
Yeah, there is a second question from Murali Krishnaraj.
Mhm.
Who are the leading providers of legal outsourcing services in India and worldwide? Yeah. And what
Not
would be the impact of 5G on the IT industry? Are we going to move towards LAS, LAS? I don't know what is the expansion of LAS.
that is
Legal.
infrastructure as a service. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
IAS. I meant IAAS. Sorry.
Yeah, that is infrastructure as a service, which I just covered over there. So infrastructure as a service means you have your machines, processing power, storages available in the cloud. Definitely, sir, from 5G spectrum, what we understand is that the connectivity to these data centers have increased. They have a widespread reach to that data center, and the mobile technologies are also adopting as a 5G as a spectrum. So for example, Reliance Jio has entered into the 5G spectrum. Airtel has reached into the 5G spectrum. So as you being a user of Jio or Airtel, which are the predominant players in the network industry right now, will be able to access the nearest by data centers very frequently and without any hassle. So there will not be any buffering space when you are accessing any virtual machine for your development work. So for example, if you have been doing this in 3G, there is a bit of a buffering space happens, but in 5G that is expected to go out.
Just had a follow-up question. 5G and metaverse. Are we going to see more of metaverse coming in with 5G? Because with 4G and 3G, I don't see metaverse being very effective.
Exactly. The requirement here is the speed, the bandwidth, right? If if I have to sit in a virtual space and I have to watch a movie, I need more bandwidth, right? I need more a higher feasibility network connection for me. That is why 5G spectrum, which provides the higher feasibility network speed, is going to access these newly driven applications which are going to develop, which are based on blockchain, and predominantly you can say metaverse.
Yeah, I think Rajgaru, we have some more questions. Like, what is the distinction between IT products and IT services, and how an IT improves the competence of the MSME in the traditional smokestack industry? I think he has got two
I
questions.
think the second one you could probably, because I hear about IT product, but there is a fine dividing line between the two, between IT service and IT product.
Yeah, sir. So nowadays, if I am a fresher, right, passing out from the college, I have a choice to join a product company or an IT services company. services being consulting services predominantly provided to any another enterprise. For example, I am creating an application which is something a line of business application developed for a next industry which I'm going to support. For example, automobile, right? If let's say an automobile company, for example, Hyundai wants to uh, have an application of buying and selling, right, which is a normal function, right, at the moment. If they want to convert that into IT, I will be a service company to develop the application for Hyundai so that anybody can buy and sell cars online, right? So I am a software development company for them to provide solutions to their line of business applications. Now, line of business applications have most of the time they are rule based, right? So there's kind of a rule engine works behind the scene, and also they are workflow based. So, for example, if you go in a bank, right? You have if you have seen ICICI Bank website, it is being developed by an IT services company because they are trying to automate the banking operations and bringing that into online. That is one part of it. If you go inside a bank, they have a different kind of a software, which is a backend admin software, you can say, which has also been developed by an IT company. And it is like a service given from an IT company to a bank by to transform their line of business applications. So such companies are called as IT services companies. The companies like Paytm who have apps which are going from business to consumer or actually business to business as well, they have their own product, and using that product they are providing their services, right? They have uh, they have come up with their own idea of transforming that particular transaction space, like giving money from one person to other person, right? So they being a product company, then they are not taking any operation or line of business for a next company and trying to automate it. They have their own idea. So those companies are called as product companies, and those who create software for other companies and transform LOBs, they are service companies.
So one question from our Honorable Secretary Chandrasekhar garu. He's saying crypto is illegal or not? I don't know.
Crypto is legal or not? Tough question to answer.
Okay.
For
Only
now, I can say that if it is backed by blockchain, right?
yeah, yeah.
And uh, because blockchain is public domain, where we do not have any control, uh, it is the advantage of that technology to use for the benefit of the people. So whether being it legal or illegal, it is in the control of the people actually who are actually using that technology.
Yeah, our President Ramchandra garu is asking, sir, like, he's the hologram example is for metaverse or it's something else? Hologram.
Yeah, hologram is the example of metaverse only because hologram or HoloLens actually,
Yeah.
Microsoft has created a device called as HoloLens. We wear that HoloLens to see the next world. So yes, it is a metaverse application, you can say, a way of seeing metaverse universe or any universe which is created on top of metaverse. We see that universe using a lens, a kind of goggles which we have to wear.
Yeah. I got another question from Ramchandra garu. That do you think cryptocurrency will come to stay mainly on account of scope of illegal activity? That's why it has gone. Crypto is there.
It was started with this, to be honest, when we all heard about Bitcoin, right? Long back, I think 2015 or 16, when this entire concept of Bitcoin came, it was used for ransom purposes. If I have to attack somebody, or if I have to any software has been attacked or any devices been attacked, the ransomware used to demand ransom in cryptocurrency. Predominantly Bitcoin used the be the one which was the currency which they used to accept. But nowadays we are seeing a very different kind of application of Bitcoin which is being traded in the market and has got a higher value. But still, any kind of ransom is more or less demanded in a cryptocurrency format only in these days. Earlier the days, the Bitcoin never used to have that much amount of value. It used to be less than $1 actually, but now it is like multiple dollars because it's been traded very high.
Yeah. There's a question from Ayesha, and like if she wanted some career base. Is it deal to get into SAP EC model? I have 22 years of experience in recruitment, keeping the age factor in entering into area which is very new to me. Something like that, I don't know, but
So I can take this offline because I think it's
yeah,
going to be
yeah,
very much
fine, fine.
personal.
Yeah.
I just request ma'am to connect me on LinkedIn, and we can take it offline, this particular
Very good,
question.
very good. Yeah. And then from Sheikh Irif, do I need to have a degree to get into IT job? I am learning Python, which is about to complete. A student.
There, yeah, I am trying to answer this. So if you have a degree which is a BTech degree or a Bachelor's of Engineering tech degree from a reputed college, you get a chance to get into IT companies easily used by way of campus recruitment, right? That is an easy channel to get into any IT company. I use that channel myself, so I recommend everyone to have a degree for sure. But yes, by interest, if you are learning Python, and if you have interest in learning about new technologies, definitely it may not be a big company, but you can definitely get a freelance opportunities as well, because there are a lot of app development companies who are looking for freelancers. And if you have a specific knowledge, if you can contribute, and then freelance would be a good way to start into IT. Yes.
What is basically the difference between Bitcoin and NFT? Like both are
uh,
different or same?
uh, Between a Bitcoin and an NFT,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
okay,
you can say Bitcoin is a currency. With that, I can buy an NFT.
okay.
Okay, but NFT segment is being supported by Ethereum, not Bitcoin. So I need to have Ethereum money, Ethereum currency to buy any NFT. So NFT is like a picture. It's an artwork. I am buying that artwork by paying money in a form of a cryptocurrency, which is Ethereum as a backbone.
These future technologies are all supported by 5G. 4G will be outdated.
We cannot say 4G will be outdated. In fact, I cannot say 2G is outdated, right? Because many uh, uh, applications which are running still on 2G. So nothing will go outdated. New things will come to adapt new genres like blockchain and cryptocurrency like that, or metaverse, to be honest.
Yeah, especially for the metaverse, you need a high brand, high speed, and all these things are required.
Yes,
Probably this may not suitable for 4G probably because various applications we mentioned it. So many
yes,
products are coming up.
yes.
5G, and we're expecting some 6G. Bird is hearing. What is the 6G? Sir? Is going to come in future? What is that? 6G.
I'm not aware of that. 6G, I'm not
Okay.
aware of that. Yeah.
Yeah, there is one questions from like what kind of jobs we have in the market. What are the freelance opportunities available in the market? IT stocks have seen a spike about after COVID, and recently I've seen a 50% short. How do you see your in the future? There are three questions in this actually regarding this presentation. Can you attempt a
Uh,
brief on this?
yeah, definitely. So what kind of jobs we have in the market at the
Yeah,
moment, right?
yeah,
Uh, Number one, as I briefly explained, where you are getting into, you should know. Is it a services, it is ITES, or it is products, right?
yeah.
So predominantly, if you want to start in a services company, the starting role is the associate software engineering role, right? And if you grow up the ladder, you become a software engineer, senior software engineer, team lead, module lead, like that, right? If you're going into a product industry, the predominant role is the product engineering role, or a program manager role, or a product dev role, like that are available in the market. So there is a distinction between software engineering and the product engineering. Both will use the kind of technologies which you may have learned in the college or outside college, but these are the you can say the titles which have been given from the industries and from the companies for hiring purposes. So differentiate between what role they are and what industry they are. So you can basically select. But at the end of the day, we all working on a software. We all are software engineers. We pass out as IT engineers and communication engineers. So by heart, everybody is a software engineer, but these are just roles which distinguishes which market you are going inside. And if you want to get into the current job market, you need to have certainly some new technologies in hand, such as Azure, Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services Cloud, Microsoft Dynamics. There is a new position which is called as DevOps. Either you can have exposure to Azure DevOps or Google Cloud DevOps. And there are many new languages which have come in. For example, React.js, AngularJS, Python, UiPath, remote processing automation. Whatever I'm been talking about is the need of the hour, like is the current requirement that we have in the market. And any new hiring which I am seeing predominantly in this particular area, because these all are either in the services side. So if you see Azure, Google Cloud, AWS, many of the services company which be opting for these kind of engineers who have this kind of knowledge. The product companies who are actually into product space, they are developing products. They might be having need to have developers like for React.js, Java full stack, Angular, Python, or remote processing automation. So the demand and the supply is distinguished at the moment, I can say. But if you have a skill and you are a software engineer, and if you have not been exposed to these technologies, then try to get exposed to these technologies, because I understand that in engineering colleges we may not have exposure to these technologies, but to get into the job market you need to do certainly some extra development or do some courses online, so that you get you are hireable in the market as well.
Great. Thank you. Yeah. I think it's time. There are no more questions.
Just to add to your point, sir. I'm sorry, I'm just asking a last minute question.
Sure.
Yes,
I mean, do these whatever technology that you mentioned right now can be learned only by people who have a basic engineering degree, or can somebody doing a commerce course can also learn this and get into it, or MBA and get into it? Is it possible, or you should basically have some exposure to the software technology?
Anybody can learn it, sir, to be honest. There's no demarcation between who can learn and who cannot learn. If you have interest in technology, you can learn it, right? But by being a commerce, I want to know more and more about mobile phones. I want to know how apps have been developed. It will be completely my interest, and everything can be start from scratch. There's no need of that, right? The extra advantage might be given to engineering grads is in engineering colleges we learn programming. Okay, so there are some kind of programming basics which are already developed in our mind. Like if I have to write a program and I have to execute it and deploy and run it in a mobile application, I know how to do it, right? These are like foundational steps which are taught in the engineering colleges, right? But if you don't have that foundation, you can definitely develop that foundation first, learn some basics of languages, learn some basics of how a program is executed. Once you have that capability, definitely you can advance it to new technologies or new languages which are need of the hour of the market.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Right.
I think, sir, it is a fantastic. Everyone been listening spellbound. But most of us, I think, we are not exposed to some of them, barring few software gentlemen sitting across. I thought that it was really a very deep learning we got, especially when we are not exposed to this. But you have held us spellbound, I would rather say. Very high clarity, and we are very thankful to you. Maybe, sir, we'll be requiring your presence again, and please do spare time for us. That's all I can only say at the moment.
Sure.
And back to Chandrasekhar and Raj.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think I request Chandrasekhar Garu, his closing remarks and vote of thanks, sir. to our speaker. Chandrasekhar garu. Chandrasekhar garu.
On mute, sir.
Okay, sorry. Good evening, Dinesh ji.
Namaste, sir.
One of the best sessions in the sense that wide spectrum we have covered. What is IT product? What is IT service? What is enabled? IT enabled. I mean, this is one big learning for many of us in the sense who are not really got into this kind of stuff. And you also covered the best thing on technology, various technologies like education technology, Baizu. I think we keep talking about some of the technology. The second thing is, and what is the future in terms of where do we stand in future? That is, you said Web 3.0.
Yes.
And various, I mean, right from crypto to metaverse and up to NFT covered. But only thing is, what is the downside of it? As the technology really growing, what is down? Because when you are deploying your drones today,
Yeah.
IT has really opened up a lot of opportunities for the grads. I mean, a lot of employment is created for a period of time compared to the core sector. Core sector.
Yes.
Now, with this introduction of drones, what happens to the employability? I mean, employment in future.
The HR
That
point of
is,
view.
yeah, that is already going into a disruption, sir, to be honest with you. We are seeing a lot of changes which are happening in the IT company. The demand is new, so the supply also has to be new, right? The supply of resources, whoever are coming, need to be upgraded because the demand has changed, right? So the downside here is that who have been in the system for long, and if they have not got the opportunity to learn something which is happening around the globe, they have to put more pressure to learn new things, to learn new dynamics of the technology side. And I believe, like me, who never stops learning should be like having this attitude to learn new and new things. So to be honest with you, I have spent 15 years in IT, and till today I am learning. So I still have to go far because IT has been my bread and butter since the day one, as I said, and I cannot stop here, right? As I said, Web 3.0 is also new for me, right? So if I have to go another 10 years in this industry, I have to learn. So that is the only mantra which I can give to anybody. If and that might be the case for any other industry as well, who is going under disruption right now. So IT has always having this trend. If I have learned some 10 years back, which is I cannot say it is completely not in use right now. My basics are strong, and everything has evolved based on the basics which we have been learning, right? Even Web 3.0 has a base of Web 2.0, and has a Web 2.0 has a base of Web 1.0, right? So if I'm coming from a Web 1.0, I can definitely understand what 2.0 is. But if I started directly from 2.0, I can definitely understand what 3.0 will look like, right? So learning is the game. We have to be unstoppable at all if you have to learn anything new in this world. Yeah.
Will it not the security at risk in future?
And the risk in what side, sir? Maybe if you can
Totally
elaborate.
exposed now. There's no confusion. Totally exposed.
Okay.
Now, I mean, what is happening to me? What is happening to the entire world? People come to know. There's no confidentiality or is there not a security risk or a period like you are talking about something on this cyber, something
Yes.
on hacking. A lot of
Correct.
technology. What is happening is, and the negative things are happening. In fact.
Exactly. Right. Yes.
So
So that is a new industry. I would not say it's a new industry, but it is also a sided evolving industry called as cyber security. I can say we have been attacked every single minute. Attackers are there to attack our systems, our networks. But cybersecurity is a space which also requires advancement, which also requires new engineers to get into and strengthen the system with higher security possible. You need to have nowadays, if you get a laptop, the antivirus is already installed, right? This was not there 10 years back. Now we have it, right? If you are having a website, you need to have HTTPS, which is mandatory, which is like a secured connection, which was not there 10 years back. How we have come up to this particular thing is the governance policies have evolved in the IT industry as well, right? India also needs to learn from other countries by adopting more and more governance policies, which in UK, if you know, we call this as GDPR, which is Global Data Protection Law. We are, I can say, we also need to adapt, as India also need to adapt some kind of GDPR rules and regulations to stop the attack in the system. So yes, definitely that governance side needs to improve, and with the evolution going into 5G and multiple things which are happening, this governance side also has to do something. Yes.
Thank you very much. In fact, this session needs people of your stage in terms of energy, and your youthfulness, whatever, I mean, compared to us. Definitely, I mean, you are the most appropriate person to give the lecture. I thank you once again for accepting your request to give a lecture today. And we look forward to your kind of knowledge where HME can really take a privilege out of that.
Sure thing.
I thank Rajankar Prasad Garu for getting the best faculty in the best session for us. And GMK Raj Garu, I mean, he is always there, even if he's in production, he's in manufacturing, he's in IT, now got into legal. It's a different. And of course, our President Garu, Ramchandra Garu, takes a lot of initiative and lead in getting one of the best faculties for this kind of lectures. And our MC members, Rohini Nadigar is there. Who else? Otherwise, most of them are. I don't know, sir, how many of you, 19 are there out of 19? If you are not a member, request you to become a member of HMA. I mean, there are 18, 19. Other than HM members who are sitting here, request you once again to become members of HMA. If you are not become, we'll definitely help you to become. And it's not a big thing. It's just an application, online application. With a peanut of 1180, you become a member of HMA and get a lot of benefit out of that. I mean, this is my request to you, but I don't know how many people are really taking it on board. Once again, thanks, President Garu and our convener, Raj Garu. Raj Garu, next time onward, don't say advocate, sir, say XITC.
Thank you, sir. I think I can only conclude one small line saying that those who missed today's session really have lost a very good amount of knowledge.
Yes.
It's absolutely wonderful, sir, and great compliments to you for this wonderful session. I think all of us will agree in my words, and I think we look forward to you again, sir. Thanks once again to everyone. Our HMA, Rajendra and everyone. I also add to Chandrasekhar Garu to thank all of you. So
Thank you,
sir.
It will be on
Thank you,
our
sir.
social media platform.
Thank Dinesh ji. Excellent.
Yeah.
I think people will also be able to view that
Sure.
later.
And somebody asked for a presentation. I think it's available on our Facebook page.
As these things are moving, why do you call it a micro? Why don't you call it a Microsoft?
I don't know, sir. I mean, we have to change so many things to call ourselves new, right? So that's in the Janam Kundli, right?
It is actually more or less of a sort of an iconic word. You can't know anything about it. Yeah. And we are proud to, very happy to have you brought you, sir. Thanks once again, Rajendra Prasad Garu.
Okay,
Nice,
thanks a lot, Geeta. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Karthik.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.